Hi everyone, it's Michelle Bursell, and I'm so excited to be speaking with you today. I just want to give you a quick tip, and what this is really about is our creativity. Here in Wisconsin, we finally got to spring, and it's finally starting to feel like it. And what spring really reminds me of is creativity, and planting those seeds and seeing what we can create. And all of you know, you're a part of my community. I know you know this, the importance of creativity in our lives, because it sparks something within us. It fuels us, and it's such an authentic expression of us. And there's something about bringing together the power of our essence to put forth something into the world that comes from our heart. It's like the melding of these two with our spirit just creates the perfect alchemy, and it's magic of what we're able to create. And to be able to express ourselves in that way is really why we came here as spiritual beings. So, why don't we express ourselves creatively? Well, there's a couple of excuses that I myself have experienced, as well as I'm sure you have as well. The first one that comes to mind is being too busy. We get filled with our days. Whether you're a full time mom or whether you are working full time, it doesn't matter. Our lists can be endless. And so it's our rational mind that's always going to say, we don't have the time for this. And we can make the notion of being creative this bigger to do than it needs to be. And really, creativity can come in a spark that just says, I'm going to do this differently, how I make my bed or whatever, something as small as that. But it's really listening to our hearts, listening to our guts when we've got that spark and going with it, rather than letting that ego voice come in and say, you don't have time for this and you got to get back to work or whatever it is. So that's one. The other piece that comes to mind for myself and others that I've worked with is that there's a sense of vulnerability about putting ourselves out there. And I know I've experienced this. Something that comes to mind was when I was younger and experimented with art, that I didn't get good feedback with that. And so what I took in from that was, I'm not an artist. I'm not really good at that. And so for a while, I distanced myself from doing anything related to art because I just said I'm not artistic. And that really shut down a creative side to me. I see this with people, not only with art, but we do this all the time with our careers or how we express ourselves in our roles as a parent or a man or a woman. It can be limited based on our notions of what we think we're good at, or based on our past experiences. So there's a vulnerability to putting ourselves out there in a new way, or a vulnerability to putting ourselves out there in a way that we've been told, we've received feedback before that maybe that we weren't that great at it or something like that. So it's really allowing ourselves to be vulnerable with our creativity. And it's saying, I don't have to necessarily buy into what the external world thinks of this. And I think this is really important as to where we are now when we're shifting our consciousness, that we get away from this sense of what others think and really trust what's within our hearts. I think that's what's been missing for so many. And so it's being willing to say, my heart and my connection to spirit, divine, however you want to put it, is more important. And so I'm going to fuel that. I'm willing to fuel that. This might sound a little silly, but I don't know how many of you have seen the TV show Shark Tank. It's where all these people have put all their time and energy, and really a lot of them, their whole savings, into this new invention. And so they present it to people, investors who could potentially buy in. And some of them get the devastating feedback, like, we don't buy into your concept, we don't think this is going to work. And these people are saying, you can tell they're heartbroken, but they're saying, I'm going to go on, I'm going to fix this. And so I think that's really what it's about, that can we allow ourselves to be vulnerable and receive the feedback that we need, so that we can continue to build upon whatever it is that we're meant to create in our lives. Getting that feedback isn't supposed to stop us. It's supposed to teach us to empower ourselves more than we do the feedback, to know what's true within our hearts, while also being able to take in some of the pieces that might support our ultimate creation. So whatever seeds you are planting now, or maybe you have seeds that have already been planted, I encourage you to continue to create in those ways, as well as go outside the box and try something new. And it could be as simple as something, a new food that maybe as a child you said I don't like, and you're going to give it a try. However that creative expression can be expressed in you is the important thing, because the more that we tap into that fuels our passion for life. And then all of a sudden we have this energy that emanates from us and that we really can put towards fulfilling our life's purpose. So until next time, I encourage you to create, because that is what we're meant to do. And if you look below, I also have some action steps for you to take that might spark something within you so that you can begin this creative process right now. Until next time, live consciously and live exceptionally well.